Hello again everyone, Ageofdune here, and we are back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. I was watching some streams and everything, and I decided to go ahead and cast this game. It's got TheOddOne and Bjergsen. Sorry about the last video when I kept calling him Bjergensen. I really have no idea where the other EN came from in my head, but the entire video I called him Bjergensen, and I realized while I was watching that video, hey, that's not his name. So I felt really smart, and I continued to feel smart. But my head continues to tell me that no, he's Bjergensen, even though he is definitely not Bjergensen. So this particular game, TheOddOne actually did not get his jungle role. Wow, that is a nice TF skin. It's PAX TF. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It looks pretty cool. I like it. Anyway, TheOddOne did not get jungle, as Night Blue here got jungle instead. So TheOddOne's actually going to be top versus a Garen. So that should be interesting, seeing OddOne a little out of his element there. Normally we see, Dyrus top, obviously. And we may end up seeing an early clash here. Looks like Garen's just kind of running straight in, and TheOddOne says, oh no! Alright, so I don't think we're going to see too much of it. I mean, TheOddOne's running away. Took a little damage there, but I mean, nothing too big. He was probably afraid of the idea of the Garen having backup, which would not have surprised me at all. And I don't really blame him for not. I've really been enjoying watching Bjergsen stream. Honestly, I think he is one of the more entertaining ones, and I'm actually very happy to see him on TSM. As, honestly, I think he fits in pretty well with them. He's kind of funny, he's pretty entertaining, gonna start randomly dancing. But Gangnam Style. Yeah. So, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing him continue, because he does seem like a very entertaining person, very good streamer, and all around just great. So we'll have to see how that ends up turning out. We'll see if he ends up, staying as such an awesome person, or if he ends up turning into somebody who's not so awesome. But I kind of doubt it. He definitely seems to be one of those that is going to stick around like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and put everything in order while everybody's getting in a position here. We've got TheOddOne top on Renekton versus KillaKast as Garen. Mid lane, of course, we've got Twisted Fate played by Bjergsen versus Zed played by Moonway. In the AD carry position, we've got Vayne played by DeT FM Gouken. I recognize that name. Versus Zig playing Ezreal. The supports are Nunu played by Anthony and Thresh played by Kiyoon. And finally with the junglers are Elise played by Night Blue 3 versus Vayne played by Dolphin Trainer. Nice. I did actually see the game just previous to this one, where Bjergsen and OddOne were also with this Anthony guy here. That was strange. He went Triforce Blitzcrank. Yeah, he actually got Trinity Force on Blitzcrank. Didn't really get very many wards, or as many as I normally see professional players get. And I don't know, it just seemed kind of silly. He didn't get oracles when they needed oracles, so that he could go ahead and grab or finish off the Triforce. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, the miss on the cocoon. So Vayne is gonna get out of this. Ah, that was pretty close to a nice little counter gank there, but it ended up not being the case, thanks to that missed cocoon. Ouch. Yeah, we'll see if he ends up trolling on this one or not. There goes another gank and another missed cocoon. We'll go check that out top then, because... Alright, so there we go. He goes in, TheOddOne went in, and actually doing quite a bit to Garen here. Garen does have red pot, so he's kind of hoping that he'll go ahead and get the Renekton, but OddOne was actually able to take him out, and Garen just didn't even use the red pot. I think partially it's because of that stun that TheOddOne did to him. He wasn't able to use it. I don't think you can't use items while you are stunned. So, yeah, when he stunned him like that, it made it so Garen could not use the red pot, and then before he could react after being stunned, he was dead. So nicely played there by the Renekton, TheOddOne. And I don't really think that was at all what Garen was expecting. Oh, they are going in on this. There's the pop-up there from Elise. Elise comes back down, getting really low, and got to flash over that wall thanks to the Garen. Trying her best to get out of this. She has cocoon soon. Oh, there's the ignite. She's going to die. Goodbye. And that means double buff go to Garen, and the odd one's about to have a bad time. Actually, never mind, because Garen's gonna die too. So that ended up giving another kill there to the odd one, and did not, well, actually it got a kill as well for the Garen, but either way, that definitely puts the odd one in the lead. Nice little engage there, the Vayne and Nunu going in. The condemn from Vayne means that Ezreal dies, and the question is Vayne gonna die to minions here? She got really close, but no, she did not end up dying. And yeah, again, we are seeing exactly what I was talking about before. No wards from the Nunu. Interesting. I guess that's how he normally plays. I don't know. What did he start with? Lots of pots, fairy charm, and a couple wards apparently. So that's kind of interesting. Not normally something you see in the diamond levels. He is actually diamond though. So, hey, I guess it works for him. And it's not like he doesn't go support much, as this is the second game in a row that I've seen him support. So, you know, maybe he's found a way to make it work. Last game, it was a large part just, you know, actually they ended up winning because the Vayne DC'd. The enemy Vayne ended up DC for pretty much half the game. So they ended up winning that one pretty easily. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. They did not win it easily, but they did end up winning it anyway. Nice little bit of a trade there. Uh-oh, Elise and Vi are about to duke it out here. In goes the Vi on Elise, chunks Elise down to half already. In goes the Zed as well. Elise is in trouble. He goes ahead and Qs, tries to get out of that. There's the Ignite, and she does end up going down to the Zed, which is going to make things slightly harder there for Bjergsen. And a couple MIA pings mid. I'm not sure exactly why, but there they are. And Garen is actually getting really low here. And he's going to go with the Trick 2G Disrespect, which is just going to get him killed. Yeah, pro tip for the future guy, don't go for the disrespect thing like that if you're that low. I mean, Trick 2G, watching him, he a lot of times ends up managing it. But he doesn't do it at quite that bad of timing. Alright, in goes the Vi, going in on the Vayne, and the flash does make it so she's able to take out the Vayne. So there we go. That got Ezreal a kill. Actually, no, it got Vi a kill, but Ezreal an assist. And if we look here, I think Ezreal is still a little bit behind in gold. Not much, but he is still indeed behind in gold. That does give the red team the opportunity to go in on this tower. Oh, Vi's going to go ahead and tower dive this. In comes Zed as well. Nunu's trying his best to get out. There is the stun there from Elise. Nunu's still trying to get out. And the question is, will he? I think, what? Okay, he's still actually going to escape this. I'm kind of surprised when he stopped there and started to back in the middle of the walkway there. I thought for sure that was going to be his death, but he actually did end up getting out of that alive, which kind of surprised me. And the odd one is up here. He's just going to go ahead and proxy so that the Garen misses a lot of CS, and his tower takes a decent amount of damage. And now Garen is on his way back up, but there is a pretty big engagement, well, pretty big for early game engagement down here. There is the stun from the TF, does a little bit of damage there to Zed. In comes the Thresh, but Elise is coming as well. Thresh missed his pull. Out comes another stun from TF and the stun from Elise. They're going in on the Thresh. Thresh does not have flash, but he does manage to pull the Zed to himself. Elise goes in. Elise got ulted there by Zed. Elise may end up dying to this. She's still alive at the moment, manages to land the cocoon. She's getting out of this so far. And now in comes the Vayne, and she is going in on the Zed. And in comes TF again, and down goes the Zed. The Thresh was there, and he was about to try to throw across the lantern, would be my guess from what he was doing. But didn't manage to get it out there in time, and the Zed ended up going down. Which was not quite what I was expecting. I thought that the Elise was just going to get out, but Bjergsen did follow through and go ahead and come back in for that third stun, and he managed to go ahead and get quite a bit of damage off of that, and they ended up killing. So yet again, OddOne is still pushing top. The Garen's just kind of roaming around like a madman, and here comes another gank on the Vayne and Nunu combo. Vayne's doing a lot of damage here to Ezreal, but Ezreal's doing quite a bit to her, and the Vayne has to worry about this Vi. And the Vi does manage to take her out. The Nunu is now at tower, but he's being tower dove by the Garen, and the Nunu dies. and nobody's around to follow up, so that is going to be his death for sure. And the odd one is just casually farming up here. Interesting. By the way, Bjergsen did actually, in the game just before this that I was mentioning, it was actually his promotional series for his second character, his alt. And he did manage to get that one into Challenger as well. So he now has 2 people in Challenger. So we may end up seeing a little bit of a Challenger fight now between Wild Turtle and Bjergsen. And down goes the Garen to Elise. He's kind of interesting. He's being very, very, very cocky. And honestly, he doesn't really... It's not really showing off for him. It's not working out for him. And the tower was taken down by TheOddOne. And he's just continuing to push this. Now there's a gank going in here on Bjergsen. There is the ulti from Zed, the ulti from Vi as well. The stun comes out from Bjergsen. Bjergsen does end up going down though. So they did manage to get the good gank there, but they did get 2 ults for it too. So I'm not sure completely that was worth it, but you know what? Early game, I guess it usually doesn't matter too much. And now it looks like they're going to go ahead and ping that dragon. Garen is back up top, pushing the odd one back. At least, you know, just kind of pressuring him a little bit. And it looks like the odd one's actually on his way to mid. Lots of stuff happening down here. Thresh is coming around from behind the Vayne Nunu combo. And he actually gets punched into the wall by Vayne there. Down he goes. The Nunu is ulting. He gets punted by the Vi. But in the meantime, Vayne is just ripping Ezreal apart. Down goes Ezreal. That is a double kill for Vayne. Doing a decent amount to Vi. Vi is not dead yet, but in comes the Elise. Jumps straight to her. And not quite dead yet. Oh, the flash. Well, that was interesting. The stun actually came from behind Elise, but it still landed on the Vi. Vi did end up going down thanks to that flash. So that ended up being 3 deaths for actually none. It started out as a gank, and it ended up it kind of ended up being a bit of a reverse gank there. Nice stun there from Bjergsen. In goes the Elise, misses her stun on the... Oh, he got stunned by Bjergsen. Misses the stun on the Zed, but he, for some reason, stopped just long enough for Bjergsen to catch up, and Bjergsen was able to go ahead and land another stun, and down he went. Bot lane managed to take down their tower as well. The only tower for the red team that is not down, outer tower, is this mid tower, and it looks like TF is doing his best to go ahead and take that out. Garen's going in on Renekton. The Renekton ult came out. In comes Vi as well, and... Oh, in comes the Elise. Bjergsen, the Garen, sorry, actually went down beforehand to the, I guess, red buff. Yeah, it was red buff that did it. Bjergsen went ahead and ulted to come up here, but the Vi did manage to get out of that before he even got there. So they're going to go ahead and take down this tower with the 3 of them there, and they're going to take it down pretty fast. In the meantime, Vayne's actually going in on Dragon down here, and Nunu walked away and left her for the moment. But he's going to walk back in there, and he's going to go ahead and tank it for her, would be my guess, and indeed he is. And they're probably going to get this for free. Thresh is on his way down to ward it, would be my guess. He does have... All he's got is 2 wards. Yeah, they do end up getting it. Now they're going in on the Thresh. Thresh is going to die, maybe? No, Vayne is just going in on Ezreal for the moment. Ezreal does end up going down. Now they're chasing down the Thresh, but Vi's coming in. And Vi actually goes in on the Vayne. Vayne says, oh, whatever, I'm going to go ahead and take down the Thresh anyway. So down goes Thresh. Vi does manage to take down the Vayne. And now Garen's actually trying to chase down the Nunu, but that does not end up happening. So Vi came over, tried to do some damage there to the TF, as did Garen, but Garen actually got really close to dead. And the flash blue card from Bjergsen says, you're going to die too, Garen. And they managed to take down the mid tower as well, and they're just continuing to push here. So this game is not going well at all for the red team. Bjergsen's already in Challenger, so he does not have to worry about not getting into Challenger on this particular account. But the odd one is kind of wanting to get into Challenger too, from what I can tell. A lot of the professional players right now are actually playing like crazy for the last couple days, actually. Simply because of the fact that the end of the season is here, and they want to get to Challenger before the end of the season, which I can't say I blame them. Not only that, but since so many people, not just the professional players, but other Diamond 1 players, a lot of Diamond 1 players actually got themselves into the Challenger promotion series and then stopped playing for a little bit beforehand. Not too far before, but they stopped playing until sometime in this week, maybe last week. I think this week, though. The reason being is that when you when you get promoted and everything, down goes the Garen again, by the way. Got ganked by Bjergsen and the Elise. But once you get promoted to a new league, which Challenger is a new league, you have immunity from being demoted for, I think it's a week. I think as long as you have the recruit stats, and I think that is a week. So that means that anybody who gets promoted within this amount of time is going to stay in Challenger. Since there's only 50 people allowed in Challenger, that means that the other people are going to start getting punted out. I mean, granted, you still have to have the MMR, and the Nunu's getting engaged on here. He's trying his best to get out. He does have Blood Boil on himself, but I think he's still going to end up going down. The Q from Vi comes out, pumps him up a little bit, and there is her ulti, actually, followed immediately after by another ulti from Zed. So that is another 2 ultis to take down one person. The TheOddOne is just pressing top hard. Actually got Garen down to half health again. And now he's just farming the minions onto the tower while tanking it. He figures, why not? TF is actually going in on the mid tower. He's done a little bit of damage to it, but he's doing quite a bit more now, using those blue cards to get the extra damage and everything. And Zed and Thresh are going to have to fall back here. But yeah, because of all this, a lot of people are trying very hard within the past week and such to get into Challenger. Ooh, Vi and Renekton duking it out. The ulti comes out from Bjergsen, and they're going in. Garen is getting really low here. Garen is going to escape, though, and they did manage to take down the TheOddOne thanks to the convergence of 3 people. Oh, Zed's going in on Nunu again. Nunu's going to be fine, though. Goes ahead and blood boils the Elise. TF is being engaged on by Vi. Out comes Elise. They're going to go in, and down goes the Vi. The Garen is trying his best to get out. He is, from the looks of it, going to get out. Bjergsen had a stun card up, but did not manage to use it before dying. So he ended up going down. Zed is getting really low. Elise is doing her best. Down goes the Zed. And the Ezreal is going to go ahead and E to get on out of this. Thresh is there as well. The Nunu ult goes off. It doesn't end up doing enough, though, and down goes the Nunu. Now the Thresh and Ezreal are both trying to get out. Out comes the E there from the Elise. She's getting Ezreal really low. Ezreal is burning, but he does end up going down, but he manages to take down Elise with the help of the tower. But in the meantime, we've just got Vayne down here just farming the tower. Down goes the tower. Boom. Alright, so that was a very eventful little bit of time there. And now, up top, we do see that it is pushing towards the blue team. Oh, really? Garen died again? Where's Garen? Alright, so Garen's on his way out. He's having a pretty bad game this time. He's currently 4-8. And he actually decides to go ahead and engage on the Vayne, which definitely not his best decision. Out comes the Vi as well to try to save him. But that may end up getting her killed. No, she is going to manage to take down the Vayne, I think. She does almost. Okay, there we go. And the kill actually goes to Thresh with the hook. So that, he was trying to make sure that she didn't get out of it. So he manages to get it with the hook, got the damage there, and Vayne does end up going down. But that was another kill there for her on Garen. Garen definitely having a bad time. He's actually stacking the heck out of Doran's Blades. Look at this. He's got Boots of Swiftness with a Home Guard enchant so he can get back into battle faster. And then 4 Doran's Blades. I don't know if he's going troll mode on this game or what's going on, but either way, he's having a pretty poor game either way. I thought he'd have a little bit more success against the TheOddOne, simply because the TheOddOne doesn't do this very much. Now he's going in on the TF, though, as is Zed. There comes the Zed ulti. The Zhonya's from TF does mean that the Zed ult does not get out. He's trying to run out of this. They are both chasing him down. The Nunu is there as well, but down he goes to Zed. Now Nunu's trying his best to get out. Slowed by the Thresh. I don't think, does he have flash? He does not. He does have flash, so he can flash over the wall. He does flash over the wall. The Flay comes out from Thresh, but it's a little too late for that. And the Zed uses his shadow to get over the wall, but he's still going in, misses the Q there on the Nunu. And the blood boil from the Nunu means that Nunu is actually going to get out of this. And also the fact that he has Moby boots. And now he has Vayne blood boiled going back in. The Zed. Oh my. That's it, actually. Let's watch this whole thing. I didn't even notice that there were other people here. The TheOddOne and the Elise are both coming through this way. And we see the Nunu go up, blood boil the Vayne, right? No, he didn't even blood boil the Vayne. He started to go back and said, oh, never mind, I'm going to go back in. So up here, we've got everybody just kind of converging into one big thing. Thresh comes out, manages to land a hook there on the Elise. In comes Vayne, though, and punts the Zed against the wall. He does manage to use his shadow to get out of it, but he still got stunned. And the Vayne ended up getting a kill on him, even though he flashed away. The TheOddOne is there now. The Garen is being he's being chased by Vayne. He's going in on the Nunu. Down goes the Thresh. Actually, no. Hold up. Down went the Thresh. The Ezreal went ahead and flashed over this wall. The Garen did manage to take down the Nunu there. Nice stun from the Elise. And the TheOddOne's going in. Another stun from the TheOddOne, and Ezreal is dead. So, nice. Nicely played there by the blue team. And there's a ping on Baron. So, I can't say I'm really surprised that Garen died to the Vayne again, but he did manage to take down the Nunu before dying. Which, honestly, in some ways, that's a good thing because that gave him more gold, but at the same time, that reset his kill streak right there just before Vayne killed him yet again. So that is yet more gold going to that Vayne, and that's exactly what you don't want. It would have been better for him just to run away and not engage on them so that Vayne could have just, well, Vayne still would have shredded the rest of his teammates. So I'm not really sure which way would have ended up working out better. But either way, don't think that one turned out quite right. Oh, nice Zhonya's there from Bjergsen as the Vayne ulti was on him. He's still going to go down thanks to the entire four-man party here. Now the TheOddOne is kind of trapped in the middle of all of them. He does go ahead and jump out of it using his slice and dice, but he's still being engaged on. He didn't completely jump out. And they're all chasing him. Vayne managed to get out so far. She's actually coming back in. Condemns the Vi back, but the TheOddOne does end up going down. And she's going to continue running away. And there's the ping on the red team on Dragon here. But Vayne and Nunu are both here. Elise is coming in from behind, and we're probably about to see another bit of a team fight here. Down goes the Thresh. The Vayne just ripped him apart. Vi's going in on her. We'll take a look at them in a moment. There comes the condemn there from Vayne. Now she's doing a lot of damage to Vi. The ult comes out from Nunu. Does manage to land there. Does a lot of damage, does not manage to take down the Zed, and Vi goes back in with her Q, but the Vi does end up going down. Nunu's trying to chase down these guys. Zed's really low, and in comes the Vayne to go ahead and finish them off, and the Ezreal Q does land on Vayne, so she's actually really low. The slow comes out from Nunu. Ezreal's trying his best to get out of this, but he realizes that the only thing he can do is kill her before she kills him. The stun comes out from the Elise, and the Ezreal knows that he's pretty much dead. There's another slow from the Nunu. The E comes out from Ezreal, manages to shut down the Vayne, but the Elise is still around here, and he is still slowed thanks to that Nunu. Another slow comes out. The Elise jumps up and manages, the barrier, but he still goes down before he can take down the Nunu. And in the meantime, that TF ult came in on the Garen. Let's go ahead and follow him here. And there we go. There's the TF ult. He does land with a yellow card, but the Garen is pretty darn fast. As soon as that yellow card went down, too, Garen came back and smacked him. But TF his card is back up, but I think Garen is going to get out of this thanks to his abilities there. And yet again, he waited for that ability to wear off before going right back in again. And now he's going to run this way between the two towers. Good book. Well, decent book anyway. Decent book. And now he's getting engaged on by Nunu from the looks of it. Yep, there we go. Nunu says hi and Nunu says bye. Apparently Nunu decided he doesn't really care about Garen. So Garen's going to go ahead, probably get executed here. And is he... Oh, then Nunu actually gets the kill. One more tower shot before that ice ball landing would have meant that the Garen managed to get executed, but he did not. Thresh is just kind of chilling by Baron. Hey Baron, how's it going? Not so good. Everybody likes to kill me. But whatever. Down here, we've got the blue team going back in on Dragon. Thresh is still hanging out with Baron. Whee! And the Dragon does manage to go down to Elise and Vayne. The Thresh and TF are kind of doing a little bit to the Ezreal. Not too much, though. But they did a little bit. OddOne is pushing this tower. He does manage to take it down again, and Garen actually came over and smacked him, but didn't really do too much damage. In comes the Vi on the OddOne, and now OddOne's going in on her, doing quite a bit of damage. In comes Bjergsen as well. She gets stunned by that, his yellow card. Now she's slowed by the Snow Blast there from the Nunu. Out comes another yellow card, and she ends up going down. By the way, it's gold card, not yellow card. Yellow card is very soccer-ish. Oh, I missed snare there from the Elise. The E from Nunu ends up landing though, so he is slowed. Oh, hold on. We'll just follow this for a second, then we'll go back. Down goes the Thresh to the Elise. So we'll see what ended up happening there with Renekton. He does have his ult going. I think this tower is actually dead. It is. And yeah, the Ezreal goes down. Nice slice and dice right to where Ezreal jumped to. I like that we can still see that. It's kind of funny. But down goes another, or the first inhibitor. The Vayne's working on another tower, and they're working on the Nexus towers here. Wait, when did... I didn't even notice that yet again Garen was down here. Went in on the Vayne right after his tower died, and Vayne says, that's okay. Oh, she barriered his ulti, which was just enough to save her. Otherwise, he actually would have won that one. But thanks to her barrier, nope. And she manages to take down that tower beforehand, and now she's going to go ahead and grab that inhibitor. No, she does wisely back off of the inhibitor and is going in on the Nexus now. So it looks like this is probably going to end up being GG for the blue team. And they're just doing a little bit of harass there. Bjergsen actually took a lot of damage. Vayne went down, and they may have ended up just kind of throwing for a little bit here. Nunu tanking the spawning thing. Down goes the Vi. The Bjergsen, or the Bjergsen is taking a lot of damage. Ends up going down to Thresh. Now, down went the Elise as well, and the red team is trying their best to take down the OddOne. OddOne does manage to go ahead and grab the Nexus, though. So that ends up being the end of this game. All right. Very nicely played. Like I said, I'm really enjoying watching Bjergsen. I think this particular game... I think Garen was just trolling. I mean, he did alright. He tried to do alright early game, but it didn't end up working. For some reason, he just switched into troll mode, and he ended up feeding like crazy and building really poorly. So that really helped the blue team. But either way, it was still really well played. Him feeding did not really help Vayne all that much until later, but she was already getting fed by that time anyway. So I think the blue team would have ended up with a victory even without that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.